Pencils motherfucking down, baby. Here we are. It's
Fucking
Ramble
down.
time. 280 motherfucking 2. We got time constraints, so we're jumping right the fuck in, everybody. Email us, ramble@theramblepod.com, on Twitter, Podcast Ramble1, Instagram, at Podcast Ramble. We have a merch store. We're going to fix that. Eddie's got to send
I
Cody
got to
those
send the
little
stuff to Cody, and I have not done it.
And we're still stuck at 125-star fucking 5-star rating. So, guys, step it up.
You know what's sad is you're in the hospital right now getting chemo.
As we speak,
and they can't give you
flowing through me.
They can't give us 126 stars.
You
and
should
a positive
subscribe, a positive text review.
I mean,
Come on.
honestly, you're sitting there, and what they could be doing is buying a new T-shirt, and
right.
Maybe the store's up by now. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it might even be up.
That's probably on me at this point. That's probably on me at this point.
We might even have an announcement coming. I want to go real quick to the American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. His Mortal Kombat, I dug it. It's not great. Didn't expect it to be. Cody, sounds like you and Dustin could have had the same review of this. Some real shitty dialogue acting. But that was also found in the 95 version as well. I like how they said, fuck the tournament and let's make it Highlander instead, this time without Christopher Lambert. Kano was fucking hysterical, but take a shot for every Warner Brothers IP he drops. Also is getting mid-1980s Warner Brothers vibes how the film was shot and the setting for certain scenes. It may be crazy, but there was a Mad Max Thunderdome Goonies and even never-ending story vibe to it if you had a shit ton of violence and blood. I think I would have preferred a straight-up Sub-Zero versus Scorpion film, but hey, that's probably me. Colin Mags. Hey, Jerry, Eddie, and Cody. Hope everybody's had a decent week and doing well. I've heard a rumor regarding Eddie's harp playing. Is it true that Eddie's breath control and playing ability are so great he can put a whole harmonica between his lips and play two different notes at the same time, like Jimi Hendrix playing lead and rhythm guitar together? In fact, so immense is Eddie's talent that he can play two different tunes at the same time. So at first it just sounds like random noise, like a child just fucking about on a harmonica. But if you slow it down and isolate the notes, he's actually playing something like Beethoven's Third and Motorhead's Ace of Spades together. Eddie, is this true? If you don't mind me interjecting before
go ahead.
You
interject. Yeah, go ahead for it.
I know that Hendrix kind of, I don't know how he did it, but he stole that idea from you of playing rhythm and lead at the same time. Yeah, I heard that's what I heard. Okay. All right. Now, to the question of can you do
if I can play rhythm and lead at the same time.
If you want to do the Hendrix thing, and if that's also true that Colin Mack said you can actually play two different songs at once.
I can't, but now this is where the story differs from the reality.
Yeah.
The story says I can play them two different. I don't put them between my. I play one harp out of my mouth. I put the other harp between my ass cheeks.
Look at this.
And I have breath control to the point where I can exhale and control my breath through my anus and my mouth at the same time. That's how I play rhythm and lead on the harp at the same time.
Amazing. Wait a minute. Whoa. Your son Colton can't hear this right now, can he?
No,
we don't.
No.
Oh, God.
No, I locked him in the bathroom.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
During the rambles now, I just lock him in the bathroom.
Yeah, because how devastated would that poor kid be hearing, I have that to live up to, too?
Well, because he might think, hey, maybe that gift got passed genetically down, then I can also have breath control through my anus.
But now that wasn't, Eddie, did you actually teach yourself how to do that?
I was literally probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I started whistling, but I realized I wasn't whistling through my mouth. And I was whistling through my asshole.
Stop it.
And then I was like, oh wait, I can actually breathe out of my ass.
Wow. Now, okay, I want to talk to you. Have you heard of Joseph Pujol?
No.
His nickname was Le Petoman. He was a flatulist is what he was.
Oh, he was? Okay.
He was famous for his remarkable control of the abdominal muscles, which enabled him to seemingly fart at will. His stage, and yes, so he made a living traveling, and yes, but I mean,
mine isn't farts. It's not gas.
Well, right,
it's breath.
But what I also heard was that, I mean, if you don't mind me saying this, like, there's a reason no one here's heard of him, right? That famous farter guy. I thought it was kind of like how Jordan kind of killed. It made like basketball players in the '60s look like a joke.
Yeah,
once Jordan,
I mean, people, because at that point it's a trick. You're farting and people are like, oh my God, he's breathing out of his ass.
Right.
That's a trick. That's a parlor trick.
What you did was art.
I'm art because I literally can breathe through my asshole.
There it is, man. Thank you, Colin Mags, for asking that, shedding some light on the truth.
I don't do it a lot. There's no need.
Come on. But I mean, it's ready. The skill's ready.
If I need to go rhythm and lead at the same time, I just need 2 harmonicas.
And could you play 2 different songs like he asked?
I can.
Yeah. Wow.
I can. There's a small set of lungs lodged next to my testicles and my scrotum.
Which just evolved over time of you.
I'm assuming I had a fetal twin that absorbed into my body.
Right.
And those are his lungs or her lungs.
Or her
I don't
lungs.
know.
Yeah. Now,
So that's their respiratory system that got turned into my.
It's just floating near Uranus.
Yeah.
Do you need oxygen when you're done? Do you need like oxygen when you're done doing the double like that?
No, because it's separate. It's separate systems. It's not coming from my chest lungs. It's coming from my testicle lungs.
Wow, man. Now, I know you don't want him to know this, but if Colt never acts up, are you going to whip this one out? Just shut him the fuck up, maybe?
I might expand my scrotum.
Right.
Just take a deep breath like a frog. Just to,
show
just to flex.
Show dominance.
Show dominance. I mean, that's how I hook up with chicks.
Well, of course. That's how you met Tracy.
Yeah, that's how it's a peacock with his feathers. It's me and my scrotum.
Right.
I inflate my scrotum.
Like a peacock with feathers. Oh, man. You know what? That's good enough for me. 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
I think so.
Let's play that music, Cody. Sing along at home if you know it. Let's do it. Come on. Woo. 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 Here we go. I never knew there'd come a day when I'd be saying to you, don't let this good love slip away. Now that we know that it's true, don't you know the kind of man I am? No, said I'd never fall in love again, but it's real and the feeling comes shining through. So caught up in you, little girl, and I never did suspect a thing. So caught up in you, little girl, that I never want to get myself free. Huh?
Wow.
Can I keep doing 38 special every time?
Wow. You should.
That was. I'm surprised that Skeletor didn't sing that at the end.
That's a good point.
At the end of next week's
Friday's
Ramble.
Fridays
Ramble Radio.
Which may be pulled before it's aired.
Might be pulled before it's aired. If you thought Michael Jackson's Pretty Young Thing was problematic, wait till Skeletor gets going.
Oh.
Is that a bummer that's like as a kid, that was one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs? And does PYT take on a whole new meaning, a much more ominous meaning?
It does if you think about who sang it. If you just listen to the music, it's fine. But if you think about who sang it, it kind of ruins it.
Is that the greatest beat for the creepiest song? Boom, 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 boom. I mean,
yeah, maybe
it's up there, isn't it?
Or 17 by Winger.
Oh, she's only 17. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Let's look up those lyrics because I don't remember all of them.
Christine 16.
It's Christine 16 by Kiss.
I don't think anyone's gone younger than 16. I think Gene Simmons holds that.
Do they cover Christine 16 in their fucking Kiss biopic they're doing, or do they drop that?
Well,
they gloss over that era.
Of course, Cody. Have you ever heard "Domino" by Kiss?
I don't think so.
It was a '90s Kiss. It's a sticky situation.
That's no makeup Kiss, right? 90s Kiss.
That's no makeup Kiss. And Gene Simmons has a line, Cody. It's a sticky situation when she ain't old enough to vote. It's really, yeah. And then after he drops that little age hint, he has a little spoken monologue where he goes, every damn time she walks through that door, it's the same damn thing. That bitch bends over and I forget my name. It's like, what the fuck? It's nothing creepier. It is like, who writes that?
Kiss is awful. Kiss is just awful.
And think they're cool. How do you write that and think you're cool? That's what I don't understand.
Gene Simmons thinks he can do anything.
Oh, God. So, Domino. But here's a problem with Domino. I think Eddie will disagree. Domino's got a great riff, man. Domino's got a driving. It's. They couldn't have gotten someone else to write it and sing it. I mean, it just, goddamn. Yeah, I saw sparks fly from the corner of my eye. And when I turned, it was love at first sight. I said, please excuse me, I didn't catch your name. Oh, it'd be a shame not to see you again. And just when I thought she was coming to my door, she whispered sweet and brought me to the floor. She said, I'm only 17. I'll show you love. I'll show you love like you've never seen.
I like that. Like he could have like
This
plausible
isn't Gene
deniability.
This isn't Gene. This is Winger, by the way.
That's Kip Winger.
This is Kip Winger.
But still, you could have plausible deniability, but instead they make it a point to acknowledge the fact that they know that she's 17.
Yeah. It's
She's
not like
volunteering the
song.
information.
Yeah. It's not like an Ina song like, oh, whoa, my God, you're 17?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, they
whoops.
open up with like, oh, you're 17.
Whoops. And then again, I've talked about this before, but the one song that tries to own up to it still blames the woman with young girl, get out of my mind. Like he's still blaming her. It's still her fault.
Get away from me. It's your fault.
Yeah. It's your fault. With all the charms of a woman, you held the secrets of your youth. Fucking creepy as fuck. She's only 17. Jesus Christ. 16 candles. Ooh, that's a rough one too. 16 candles. That's wow.
Which is fine if you're in high school and you're both under 17
Right.
and it's just your girlfriend.
Your girlfend turned
But
16,
you realized
you
who
can sing
wrote
her
the
that.
song and who's singing the song. It's
Like
fucking
some 45-year-old. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Well, here we are, Ramble 282. How about that, everybody? Again, subscribe, 5-star rating, positive text review, all that good shit. Cody, let's get to the music. And then we can have Eddie, of course. We might have some questions. What hat would they wear? Wow. Now, Eddie, my question. I saw you do that. But were you tricking me? Was there a harmonica in your ass the whole time and you were faking it? Come on.
Yeah.
Ah, man, look at that. I knew it.
That was ass harmonica.
I knew it. Jesus, that's fuck. It's
That was ass Monica.
It's like how Beast can use his feet to type on a typewriter.
Yeah, I can use my ass
To play a harmonica. Unreal.
That was the only one though. Out of all of them, that's the only one I played on my ass, yeah.
All right. So do I get credit for calling it?
You do.
All
You
right.
knew.
I knew. I had a feeling.
knew.
I had a feeling. Dustin Jacobs, the American Dream, worst wrestling moment. David Arquette pins Eric Bischoff in a tag team match on WCW Thunder. Not Nitro, not a pay-per-view. Thursday Night Thunder to become the heavyweight champion of the world. World champion Diamond Dallas Page and David Arquette took on Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff in a tag match, and the competitor that picked up the win for his team would become world champ. Oh, and DDP's then wife Kimberly was a special guest referee. That's right. DDP lost his title to his teammate, an actor, because WCW. Arquette spent most of the match in the back, having been beaten up. He showed up just in time to spear Bischoff and get the pinfall victory. This was all done to promote Arquette's wrestling film, Ready to Rumble, which was distributed by Time Warner, owned Warner Brothers. Time Warner also owned WCW at the time. There's a way to get wrestling over in the mainstream, a la Hogan and Mr. T, and then there's this. Though Vince Russo thinks he's Vince McMahon, he's clearly he's not. That's a pretty bad moment, Eddie.
That was my actual moment. That was my.
That was yours too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the David Arquette documentary? The wrestling
No, you
documentary?
told me about that, Cody. That's a good one, right?
It's really good, and the whole the whole premise of it is that he's trying to regain his credibility after that incident.
So he does like indie shit, right?
Yeah. He's trying to be a wrestler. I think he still is trying to be an actual wrestler. So
Yeah.
it was just at the moment for what it was, and when it happened, it's a low point.
Bad. There we go. Colin Mags. Max. Many moments to choose from, but I have two distinctly different moments that stopped my enjoyment of wrestling. Honorable mention to all the other shit shows everyone else will surely bring up. Number one, when Earthquake attacked Hogan on the Brother Love show and the resulting aftermath. I mean, from the slowest run out that he didn't turn around and see him coming to a chair shot to the back, that a back rake would have been more painful, yet completely decimated Hogan. To the Earthquake sit down quickly, but it's obvious most of the momentum and weight is going on his legs. Finally, we're meant to believe this attack caused such an amount of damage. We were asked to buy friendship bracelets and say prayers for Hogan by Tugboat because he might not make it. This moment
that.
started me turning off wrestling.
I forgot the friendship bracelets.
That's great.
Tugboat.
And then his second was every time a way too old wrestler is thrown in a match like the Rumble, etc., or a past his prime wrestler, Hogan is still booked like a monster, winning titles over, completely undermining all the younger talent.
Well,
Not
it's
when
like
the older wrestler helps put over.
Hitman won the U.S. title post-stroke.
He did. That's right.
I mean, like 5 or like maybe 10 years ago, whenever he came back, they put the U.S. title on him.
That's true.
And I think he was wearing jeans and a leather jacket when he did it.
Graham and Faye. Oh, God, I forgot about that one too, Eddie.
Yeah.
Graham and Faye, greetings to the Great White North fellow Ramblers. Jerry, we know by the time this drops, you'll have already started the battle with your first round of chemo, but as you read this, it will still be a couple of days away. Your journey past this starts with that first step, one step at a time. Hashtag fuck cancer. Thank you. And he says, without a doubt, Graham and Faye, it has to be the tragic death of Owen Hart live on pay-per-view. But let's go in a different direction. How about that time when Mark, Sexual Chocolate, Henry, and May in her 70s, young, had a love child together, and she gave birth to a hand live on Raw.
Hand.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Even Sid Vicious would not have been able to hold it together.
Oh,
Cody,
no. Sid Vicious could have made it.
Sid would have been fine.
Sid would have been fine.
We're laughing about that again, Cody, how Sid Vicious held it together during the debut of the Shockmaster. And what did Eddie say? Like if Denzel, what did you say about Denzel Washington and Death of a Salesman? Right?
If he trips coming through the wall, Meryl Streep, she's out.
They're
She's
doing
done.
Death of a Salesman, right? And
Denzel trips through the fake door and comes into the lift, just trips in. And he's like scrambling around for his briefcase going, oh shit. Meryl Streep's out.
The papers fly everywhere.
Meryl Streep's done. She's breaking.
Sid Vicious had to watch some fucking piece of shit redneck fall through
Look for a bedazzled stormtrooper helmet while it's on the ground. And he never breaks. He never breaks.
I ain't afraid of you, boy.
I bet you $1,000 Sting was just covering his mouth.
No question.
With his back to the camera.
Davey Boy Smith had his entire cloak just wrapped around his face, trying not to laugh.
But Sid Vicious is right in front of the camera, just selling
I ain't afraid of you, boy.
Just selling it, giving him time to put his helmet back on.
Amazing.
Oh. I would say another part that I checked out of wrestling. I would have to say is the when they did the Undertaker. I think was Undertaker. Who did he wrestle in Saudi Arabia?
I think Jerry's frozen.
Oh, Jerry froze, or he's just pretending to be froze.
It's a good act if he's.
He's really good at this.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, Jerry. Come back. Come back, Jerry. Jerry. No, he's gone. He's gone. I think we lost him.
Yeah, and he's the one reading the emails too. So now we have to to figure out what to do here.
Oh, he lost power.
Oh no!
I just got a text.
That's not good.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Back up soon. Okay.
Well,
Well, I guess he's coming back. He's still texting me. Hold on.
is his power still out?
Have Cody resend the link while you still are going if you can't. So resend him the link.
Oh boy!
I guess the power came back on, but he needs the link.
All right, I got to get that to him. Ooh, this is gonna be great to listen to. Just bunch of dead air.
I'm trying to explain my second worst wrestling moment, the one where I actually stopped watching wrestling like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, is when they had they were wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
They were doing those Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, and it was Undertaker, and I want to say, was it Brock Lesnar? They wrestled again?
Let's see. Undertaker, Saudi Arabia. I remember this because It was Undertaker versus Goldberg. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Undertaker Goldberg. And it was such a sloppy match because it was like 100 degrees, and they were both so sloppy. And I think Undertaker botched the Tombstone pile drive. It was just such a fucking gross, sloppy match. And I was just like, wrestling is so... They're making this the main event of these two wrestlers that are 15 years past their prime, and Vince McMahon took $500 million of blood money from Saudi Arabia to do a pay-per-view there. And I'm like, I'm done. This is just gross.
That was not that long ago, though, right?
It's like 2 or 3 years ago. It wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
And I was done with it. It was so gross. I was just like, I don't want to support this anymore.
That sounds terrible.
If I'm going to watch a blood money wrestling match, at least be a good wrestling match.
Right.
Don't put Goldberg and Undertaker out. They can't even wrestle anymore.
Yeah, I was shocked when because I've tuned out of wrestling for the better part of the last 25 years. Actually, it's probably more like 20 years. But to see that Goldberg was like back and in WWE was crazy to me. There we go.
Jesus, that was bonkers. Power just went right out. We had our own Shockmaster moment. Man. Jesus.
I was killing time saying that my second worst moment was the Goldberg Undertaker match at the Crown Prince or whatever.
Oh yeah, just two guys who should have been retired a long time.
They botched a couple of the finishers.
Yeah,
and then you realize you're watching this pay-per-view that McMahon got $500 million of blood money from Saudi Arabia for. I'm like, I'm done.
Well, I tell you, a great one. Yeah, I thought Goldberg's. They should have just ended it with the Lesnar thing, because when he squashed Brock, that was awesome. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That was awesome, because that was... Did you ever see that one, Cody? That was like, what, 6 years ago? 5, 6? So Goldberg was supposed to beat Lesnar, but he got hurt. And was it SummerSlam, Eddie? It was a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was a pay-per-view, and the main event was Goldberg-Lesnar. And this is when WWE has built up... Brock ended the streak. He was just that guy that they couldn't...
He'd been like 3 years of like unbeatable.
Right. Lesnar was that guy, and he goes up against Goldberg, and I think he was supposed to lose anyway, but Goldberg had a pretty gnarly shoulder injury before the match, and they were going to not do it. And it was Lesnar's idea. He goes, how about we just have him squash me? And it was fucking awesome. Like, Goldberg just doesn't sell anything Lesnar does. He just shoves him to the ground. He spears him. And and that was it. It was like, because at the point Lesnar had been unbeatable.
Yeah. And
it was awesome. Like, that was a great moment. And then the Goldberg stuff quickly deteriorated after that.
Yeah.
It was bad. Damian Botchriel, as we like to call him, Eddie. Bots. Back to do some rambling things. My Hall of Fame hat for the worst wrestling moment goes to the 2000 Royal Rumble bikini contest, won by a 76-year-old Mae Young, where she flashed her, to quote Jerry Lawler, puppies. I was 12 at the time, and I still question to this day if that moment affected my sexual awakening. Sean Williams, hey, Jerry, Andy, Cody, I know we're supposed to pick only one for the Hall of Fame hat, but there's so many god-fucking awful moments that have to be acknowledged. Triple H and the Kane mask fucking a corpse. The Three Stooges from that terrible movie having impersonators. Oh, that's right. The impersonators of Clinton, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton attempting to wrestle in the ring. And, of course, Kevin fucking Federline. Doesn't get worse than those. It makes a Shockmaster look like Chariots of Fire. Michael Worms. He says, Rocha strong. Thank you, Michael Worman. He has hat, no holes barred. Saw it in the theater. It really sucked. Grady W. Smithy III, the hat should go to any time Donald Trump was in the ring, because fuck that guy. Can't disagree with that. Yeah. Joe
Fair
Capone
answer.
says, yeah. Hat game. Worst wrestling moment for me personally was the death of Owen Hart. Watching that show with a few of my pay-per-view crew were all just sat there stunned, sad, and silent.
Yeah, the fact that it kept going is enough to bury wrestling.
Yes. Right. My wrestling fandom took a big hit that day, and it never really recovered. Now, I agree. I think that is, I don't think any question that's the darkest moment that's happened in the ring. I think Benoit is probably the darkest thing that's ever happened attached to wrestling, right?
Yeah.
But this
especially with the highlight package the night after. Or the day
my God. But this was more like shit they scripted, right? Like,
yeah. Like that was shit.
That's why I didn't put the Benoit thing, because clearly that, yeah.
Yeah.
But mine was, I told Eddie about this, but as a little kid, when I was beginning to sour on WCCW, a lot of the Von Erichs had already passed away. And they faked a Fritz Von Erich heart attack live during one of the shows, and it was so bad. It was just awful.
Not from a heart punch either. This was a legitimate.
He was like standing by the ring, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" Is he? Like, yeah, a lot of people really thought he had it, that it happened. It's like, man, hasn't this family been through enough? Hey, why don't we fake the last guy left having a heart attack? That was bad.
Yeah,
Eddie,
there's nothing out of bounds.
No.
Mine for the scripted was the what we talked about before with what's his face taking the title at WCW.
Yep. David Arquette.
David Arquette. Just because of what they were trying to accomplish with it and why they did it.
Yes.
And then to take it off DDP, a guy who had literally busted his ass to get to the top.
For so long.
So long, and finally got to the top, and then to have to throw it over to David Arquette like that.
That's brutal.
Just to try to put over a movie.
That's
that's you're slapping down everyone who's come before that title.
Yep. Cody, what's yours?
So I put this on my list because I actually watched this match somewhat recently. I had a free trial of WWE Network, and I was like, I remember watching this live, and I'm going to see how it holds up. And it was just the worst thing I've ever seen, which is DDP and Jay Leno versus Eric Bischoff and Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, that's right.
And boy, it's really bad.
Was Diamond Dallas Page the best wrestler to get saddled with the shittiest fucking teammate gimmicks? He was teammates with Karl Malone, David Arquette, and Jay Leno. How fucking
Do you remember how that match ends?
No.
So it ends with some sort of distraction, and then it ends with Kevin Eubanks coming into the ring and doing a diamond cutter on Eric Bischoff. And Tony Schiavone's like he's like he calls it a Eubanks cutter. It's just bad.
God, that's
like
awful.
They had to do it, and to make matters worse,
they all had to hate themselves in this moment.
Yes,
they all had to hate themselves.
But to make matters worse, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Sturgis motorcycle rally. So
that's why Leno's there, because he's a big Sturgis guy.
Yeah. So this all takes place with a bunch of like bikers and the crowded stuff. It's humiliating.
God, I can't believe they didn't have one of Leno's like hacky racist dad Asian jokes run in and do a fucking diamond cutter on Bischoff. Jesus. Oh God.
But yeah, but that was DDP at the time. In WCW, he was like the only over face that could do it, because everybody else was like the anti-hero going to NWO.
That's true. That's right.
And Sting was the loner guy, so you couldn't team him up with anybody.
The Wolf Pack were the anti-heroes, right? Like, you're right. Like, that's true. He was like
the only like classic face in WCW at the time.
That's a great
that had to be teamed up with all the garbage.
Take those bullets. Well, Cody, you're gonna love Ramble 283's hat. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What cartoon from the 80s goes in the Hall of Fame hat? Which one would it be?
Ooh.
Cody's going to be all over this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, come on, Cody. Let's do it, baby. Open,
dude.
Close, encore. I'm ready to sing. We're ready to hear the harmonica. Let's go, baby. Open, close, and an encore. Just know, as impressive as that is, it can also come out of his ass just as good. There you go. How about that? The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs, doing Rocky soundtracks. He opens with Gonna Fly Now, closes with Robert Tepper, Does No Easy Way Out, encores Eye of the Tiger. And then he also asks, that's a Jared Leto from the Snyder Cut, what is going on? And he shows the actual music video of Robert Tepper's No Easy Way Out. It was fucking amazing. If you haven't seen that, Cody, please go look at Robert Tepper's No Easy Way Out music video. It is amazing. Graham and Faye says you open with Gonna Fly Now, close with Eye of the Tiger, encore with Hearts on Fire, and just as the lights are about to come back on, out walks Frank Stallone. Just as he begins to perform Take You Back, Randall Rulebender engaged, from Ramble Rulebender engaged. From out of nowhere, a stroked-out Tim Curry rolls onto the stage, knocks Frank Stallone headfirst right into the crowd. After a brief victory spin in the chair, he quickly works the audience into a midnight show frenzy, and the crowd begins to join together with Tim Curry in a rousing performance of Time Warp. Hey, Rocky, wow. he pulled the technicality.
Pulled a swerve.
Pulled a swerve. Damian Bottriell.
Bots.
Rocky soundtracks. This is a layup. It's all got to be Rocky 4. You open with Survivor's Burning Heart. You close with Tepper's No Easy Way Out. We get an interlude from composer of the film as well as the 86 Transformers movie Vince DiCola. Slowly training, the snowy training montage that leads straight into Hearts on Fire, sung by John Cafferty. Sean Williams, you open with Gonna Fly Now. Close with Measure of a Man. Encore with Eye of the Motherfucking Tiger. Michael Werman, Rocky. Wasn't sure his complete soundtracks, just songs. What was songs? You got it right, Worms. You open with Hearts on Fire, you close with Burning Heart, you encore with Eye of the Tiger. Grady W. Smith III, the soundtrack should open with the great Bill Conti theme, close with the Eye of the Tiger, and encore with Living in America, because those are the three best pieces of music out there of all the movies. I mean, you got to give James Brown some due there. You know?
I know, but like that's a tough open close encore.
It's tough. I didn't have James Brown there, but the more you think about it, Living in America stands up as the least embarrassing of all the Rocky IV songs. Right? Like, it's not bad. It's not a bad song.
It's not Burning Heart and Hearts
right. It's, Living in America. Cody, I bet Cody even knows that song, don't you, Cody?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Time to time. And of course you have Weird Al's Living with a Hernia, which is great too. All right. Joe Capone says you open with Burning Heart, Survivor, Rocky IV, close with Living in America, James Brown, Rocky IV, encore, Elton John's Measure of a Man from Rocky V.
Oh.
I opened with No Easy Way Out, closed with Gonna Fly Now, and you had to encore with Eye of the Tiger. Eddie?
Yeah, I open with Eye of the Tiger. I close with No Easy Way Out,
Ooh.
And then I encore with the Rocky theme.
Gonna fly now. That one. Da-da-da. Yeah. Cody.
No list for me. Because to the surprise of no one, I have only ever seen the first Rocky movie.
The only one worth actually seeing. It's
the
only one you've
I mean, I've seen, I've seen Creed as well.
But, of course. Another good
one.
one.
You know what? I've actually seen Rocky Balboa too as well.
Which I didn't hate that movie.
I heard it wasn't bad, but like 90% of it was just flashbacks to the first Rocky.
I don't think so.
Is that true?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I remember like not thinking this movie sucked.
It's not terrible.
No. All right, I got to see that one again.
But Rocky IV was so much fun in the theater in 1985.
Yes, it was. Oh, Rocky 3 and 4.
Right in the middle of the Cold War. That was so much fun.
Rocky 5 was when the wart started to show for Eddie and I think.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
This is go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Tommy
go for
Gunn.
it. Tommy the Gun Morrison, baby. Next Ramble, 283. Cody, you ready for this one, buddy?
Yeah.
1980s cartoon show theme songs.
Oh, I noticed a theme.
There was a theme here, and I tailor made for Cody, I would think.
Yeah, I mean you can't get more specific to me. I don't think.
I mean he just has to look down at the back of his left calf where he has all the theme songs tattooed,
all the lyrics,
and just pick one of his favorite.
Yeah,
that's it. I guess it's time to read books and play video games, buddy. Let's do this. I'm reading books, I'm playing video games. Bring your pussy over here. We're reading books and playing games.
That song I cannot play out of my ass.
But I thought haven't you done half? I've heard that.
I can't get the whole thing out of my the small lungs in my testicles cannot hold the air to play that song.
But you play half of it out of your ass sometimes.
I can play half, but I got to finish it with the mouth.
With the mouth, but it still brings the house down when you start.
I just
when you open
can't
with the ass part.
Expand my scrotum large enough to hold the enough air.
Who can, Eddie? No one can expand. No one can expand their regular lungs, let alone their scrotum lungs. Jeez. Colin Maggs, he's finishing Civil War. I'm looking for what Marvel wanted to read next. I have House of M, Immortal Hulk on my list. Any others I should add? Yeah, House of X, Powers of X, baby.
Yeah, House of X, Powers of X.
Too.
I've gone back on Marvel Unlimited. I'm starting to read the Captain America series. They pulled a lot of this from 1986.
Oh, yeah.
When Steve Rogers,
the Battle guys, Battlestar's in there too, isn't he?
Battlestar's in there.
Yep,
It's Super Patriot, and then
Yep.
They're looking for the next Captain America, and the Power Broker's involved. So it's like a lot of stuff they pulled out of Captain or Winter Soldier and the Falcon is in that series. So
I got to read that. That's greatness. I'll have time too tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
Damien Montreal, my birthday's coming up next week. And my girlfriend couldn't wait, so I got a present early. She bought me an Oculus Quest 2, so I guess I'm playing virtual reality games this week. Look at that. No top 5 again this week. I did watch Falcon Winter Soldier. Loved every minute. Just can't think of where to rank everything right now. To Cody, I feel bad after last week, and this week being the anniversary of Fuck the Ramble Gate made me realize how underappreciated you are. So thank you for all your hard work. But you still suck because you probably haven't seen The Wraith starring Charlie Sheen.
You know what? I haven't.
That's a valid point.
Very good point.
I lost my goodwill already. Thanks.
Love you, Ramblers. Bots out. Damien Montreal. Joe Capone celebrated my 1-year anniversary streaming on twitch.tv/Capone this past Wednesday by beginning my first playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker since I beat it back in 2003. Made it to Windfall Island and will probably be streaming it every Wednesday until I beat it. Fuck yeah. In Tecmo Super Bowl news, the season 11 ended on 4/20. Fuck Kirk Cousins.
You lost to Kirk Cousins again?
That hurts.
Dude.
Season 12 of Tecmo Super Bowl 3 begins on Thursday, May 6th. Going to use my Tecmo streams on April 25th to 27th to finish my godforsaken 0-12 season of Tecmo Super Bowl 2 Defensive Scoring Challenge, where I've been outscored 385 to 37.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
The only place where Kirk Cousins is a champion
is Joe Capone's
Twitch stream.
Tecmo Super Bowl 3 modded with modern roster stream. Kirk Cousins is unbeatable. You can see me every day pretty much except on Saturdays and when I'm not in chemo. Twitch.tv/Retro Rocha, 8:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be playing a ton of games while in chemotherapy. So expect me to talk a lot about this shit in the coming weeks because that is going to help pass the time tremendously. My Nintendo Switch is going to be one of my best friends. That and the iPad. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Cody, you playing anything? Reading anything?
No, unfortunately, I have not played anything since we had our FIFA game.
Yeah, that's right. Eddie, anything past the Captain America stuff on Marvel Unlimited?
I'm just reading the Captain America series right now.
Good shit. All right, well, fuck, guys, we're already at the top 5. How amazing is that?
Let's do it. Let's do the hated top 5 as we saw on the Ramble Facebook group today.
My God. What? I missed this.
Yeah, it needs to be re-record. I think Stats put out the complaint.
Yeah. He doesn't like us singing over it.
He said it's about time to re-record it.
Yeah, he doesn't like the singing over it, and because we're on a slight delay, it doesn't lay over perfect.
Is it delayed before or after? So should Jerry come in before or should he come in late?
Jerry should come in early.
Okay.
All
right, let's see.
So when you start top, say 5.
I'm going in.
Right.
I think so.
Let's try it.
All right, let's see if we can do this.
It's the time of the show where we rank the top 5.
That had to cover it.
That had to do it.
You could just scream 5 over the whole thing. That might have just worked.
It was closer. It was definitely closer.
No, I bet we'll get no complaints from Stats now.
Also,
not a day.
Fixed
look,
it.
listeners, if you're gonna bitch and moan about this stuff, just cut audio. Just cut the audio from an episode where you like Jerry singing over it and it's in sync, and then send it to us, and then we'll play it.
Bam. Gladly.
Rambler Gate 2 just happened.
Solve your own goddamn problems here. We're not audio engineers.
I think as we're speaking, Damien Montreal is rewriting a new email to us right now.
Bots.
Listen, I'm not going to use the famous phrase from Eddie, so I'm still in better standing.
Oh, my God. I also cock-blocked Dustin Jacobs' thing. I forgot it was not for a wrestling thing. I got excited with the Rocky thing, but I'll get to that in a minute. Dustin Jacobs, The American Dream. I found this show to be better than WandaVision. I felt it was actually about something. To be fair, I feel that way about all the Captain America-related content in the MCU. It could be biased. Number 5, the reveal of the Power Broker. I felt was somewhat predictable, but important nonetheless. The return of Zemo. The reveal of Falcon becoming Captain America in the final episode. Snake Plissken kills with the shield and loses the gig. And number 1, Julia Louis-Dreyfus joins the MCU. And then he jokingly called the Robert Tepper's No Way Out video a preview of Loki. Then again, it could be a cut scene from Justice League because it's Loki or Jared Leto's Joker. You be the judge. Cody, you got to see this video. It's so fucking cheesy. Colin Maggs, really enjoyed the series as a whole. I must admit, every time it cut to Walker, U.S. Agent storyline, I find myself being pulled out of the show. Oh, wow. Don't know why, but that arc just didn't engage me. Maggs. Number 5, the boat fixing up sequence. I just like the way it was a bit of light relief, plus showing the pair of them bonding. I'm just a sucker for the sight gags and stuff like that. Number 4, the fight sequence. It started with the Dora Miyaje and ends with Walker killing the Flag Smasher with the shield. Number 3, the character of Carly Morgenthau, brilliantly played by Erin Kellyman. Great arc. Love how near the end of her followers are kind of backing away from ideals. She was getting more extreme. Yet they, again, killed off another good antagonist, which is my biggest Marvel complaint. Some of the best villains or characters with potential always get killed off. Number 2, all the Isaiah Bradley storylines, just brilliantly done. Those last scenes choke me up. Number 1, Sam's monologue to the world leaders after beating the Flag Smasher. Whomever wrote that should be in politics. So many real-world points are raised in a way that wasn't cheesy or out of place. I felt the story perfectly while making you realize that this is shit that's happening in real life, like the 2 so-called philanthropists, sorry for spelling, making so much money in 2020, they could give every person on Earth $1 billion and still have made over $10 billion. I mean, that's just wrong. Talk about ending world hunger with a click. Okay, I've taken up more than enough of your time. Take care, everybody. Have a great week from the Ramble's new data processing intern, Colin Maggs. P.S. Jerry doing the airplane while playing with the Showtime Lakers would be perfectly acceptable. As with those guys, Jerry would be the quote-unquote special teammate. There we go. Perfect. Doing my jet wings. Graham and Faye, nitpickers note, where the hell are 3 more episodes? How are there not 9 episodes for this series like WandaVision?
There should be.
Does that mean we're in for another short story with Loki? Number 5, Agent Carter, a.k.a. You-Know-Who, returns to S.H.I.E.L.D.? Number 3, John Walker saves a GRC politician in the armored car, once again showing how the MCU has many layers to it, both characters, both good and bad. Number 3, what's in the box? The Falcon, Captain America, straight off the pages of the comics. Apparently Shuri from Wakanda gets it in her suit designs. Number 2, Bucky continued arc and gut-wrenchingly finally clearing everyone off his list. Number 1, Isaiah Bradley in the Smithsonian. I need me some more MCU fix. Time to reach out for the next digital graphic novel on the shelf. Black Widow. Whoop, whoop. Stay safe, Ramblers. Graham and Faye. Ramble off. Graham and Faye. Winnipeg, eh? Hold on. And then we go to Sean Williams, Walker's official U.S. agent costume with the black. Isaiah Bradley's memorial exhibit at the Smithsonian, thanks to Sam. Bucky's finished book with a note to the doctor. Everything with Zemo, also with Sharon Carter. Sam's new costume in the speech was number 1. Ramble the fuck on. Here's hoping by the end of the year we all get our lives back. Sean Williams. Michael Werman. Worms. The number 5, the opening sequence in the desert with Falcon taking on Batroc the Leaper. Zemo. It's a great scene. That's great. Zemo in the club, Sam and Bucky fixing the boat, John Walker's descent into madness and killing a Flag Smasher. Wyatt Russell was fantastic and definitely needs to be in more Marvel projects. Number 1, Isaiah Bradley's speech to Sam. Grady W. Smithy III, honorable mention to the logo changing to Captain America and the Winter Soldier at the end, and to every scene that Zemo was in. Dishonorable mention to the Dora Miyaje have jurisdiction wherever they happen to be, because aside from being a blatant violation of the Sokovia Accords, which Wakanda signed, this is the exact sort of thing the Avengers were accused of that led to the creation of the Accords in the first place. And they made everything turn out worse than it would have had they just trusted Bucky to bring Zemo back to prison once he was no longer needed to stop Carly.
Didn't the Accords only apply to enhanced people?
Yes. And they are not enhanced.
They're not enhanced, right?
They're just badasses. Number 5, Bucky that's a good point, Eddie. Bucky confronting Zemo at the Sokovia Memorial, pulling the trigger, and then revealing that he had taken all the bullets out of the gun. It was a beautiful bookend to T'Challa stopping Zemo from killing himself at the end of Civil War. Number 4, when we finally see Sam in his Captain America uniform, this is the most faithful translation of the costume from the comics and screen we've gotten since Christopher Reeve's Superman costume, and where John Walker's Cap costume had none of the white that symbolizes the purity on America's flag. Sam was mostly white due to symbolize how he is redeeming the position of Captain America from the dishonor of Walker had brought to it when he used the shield to commit murder. Number 3, John Walker chooses to rescue the truck full of hostages Carly tried to kill, overtaking revenge on her for murdering Lamar. If he ultimately becomes a hero he wanted, becomes a hero he wanted to be, this is where he took the first step towards that if it happens. Number 2, Sam telling the council members, you people have just as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager, and shaming the world into abandoning the plan to depart everyone to the countries that they had lived in before the to deport. And number 1, Isaiah Bradley seeing the addition to the Captain America exhibit. Carl Lumbly was one of the absolute best casting choices the MCU has made. And the look of gratitude he gives Sam when Sam says, now they'll never forget what he did for this country, broke my fucking heart. Joe Capone, Bucky makes amends. John Walker as Captain America reveal. Sam's heart-to-heart with Isaiah. John Walker holding the bloody shield. 1, Sam's black guy in the Stars and Stripes speech. It say it's always darkest for the dawn. I'm sure the journey you're about to embark on is going to be hell. Fight, Jerry, fight. We love you and are rooting for you. Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you all for the kind words. Let's do this. My number 5 was the Dora Milaje fight. The Dora Milaje fight
That was great.
they had. I mean, when she just does that little
And just
click
turns
on
it
his
off.
arm and just drops the arm, I was like, oh, fuck, I thought that was just fucking
Yeah,
great.
they handled
Eddie-
2 super soldiers like that.
Like that. No enhancements, and they fucked them up.
Yeah.
Eddie, you're
The John Walker scene when he kills the Flag Smasher and you're standing there with the bloody shield. That was just like I was all in on John Walker at that point.
Cody?
The Julia Louis-Dreyfus cameo
so great.
reveal.
So great. My number 4, any and all Daniel Bruhl kept Baron Zemo. Anytime that anything related to that guy, I fucking loved. Eddie, you're number 4.
The whole Isaiah storyline, culminating with the museum exhibit,
Yes.
and just the way that Marvel is not afraid to go to those places and
Right.
do those and tell those stories.
Like our universe was inherently racist.
Right. But that's comics. That's the history of comics.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
comics are rooted in those stories. So for them to avoid that would be criminal, and they don't. They
Yeah.
embrace it and they do it.
Yeah, fuck. I enjoyed that very much. Cody, you're number 4.
The John Walker end of the episode Bloody Shield moment.
Man. My number 3, any and all things with Isaiah. I was so happy that guy got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the screen time, and yes, I'm happy they went back to him. I'm happy he wasn't a one-off, and I loved all the everything with him. Eddie, you're number 3.
The opening scene of the first episodes, the fight on the helicopters
yeah.
with the Falcon. I thought that was something you would see in a movie, and it was on a
Yes.
TV show.
Fuck. Cody?
That the fight scene that happens on the trucks.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that
where
was
it's
good
like
shit.
where it's everyone, including John Walker. He comes in for the first time to fight and stuff in the costume and stuff.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah,
That was fucking great. That was really good. My number 2. Cody, I went way higher. I put Julie Louis-Dreyfus as number 2. I thought that was just such an unexpected moment, and I thought she was hilarious while also knowing she is not going to be a hero, and I thought that was great. I loved that. Eddie, you're number 2.
My number 2 was the reveal of the U.S. agent costume, because I was wondering if they were going to do
all-black?
it, or if they were just going to keep him in the faded blue one, or if
Right.
they're going to bring out and the black one. I was like, yeah. That's one of my favorite MCU. That's one of my favorite comic book costumes. Is U.S.
Oh,
agents
fuck
costumes.
yeah. It's so good. Cody?
the specific moment that you were talking about a second ago when Bucky's arm is just kind of deactivated.
That was so fucking great. Oh, man. My number 1, what else could be for me? I actually had to go the blood on the shield. I just couldn't believe that they went there with that iconic weapon and just showed it using to murder somebody in cold blood.
Yeah,
I
that's great.
fucking love that. Eddie, you're
great.
number 1.
The Julia Louis-Dreyfus, just because I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what she does further
Yes.
in this universe.
I want to see her build the evil Avengers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because I was not expecting to see her. I didn't know she was going to be in it, and I saw, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I cannot wait to see what she does.
and you also know they're not just going to use her for this one fucking
No,
moment. You know what I mean?
She's going to be vital in this next phase.
Yeah. Cody, you're number 1.
The Isaiah exhibit in the museum
Oh,
scene.
that was great. That was really good. Yeah, I'm really again. I wanted more of it, but I'm happy that they gave Isaiah some kind of expanded thing and some closure.
Yeah.
That was great. Well, there we go. Next ramble, Cody. I hope you're ready. We're gonna do not only. All right. So, are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Top 5 '80s cartoon characters. I was just on a.
Again,
zone.
just look
I was
at
in
your
a
right
zone.
calf
Right.
for the list. The back of your right calf.
Yeah, this will be so much. This will be so hard for me to do. I guess is what I mean.
You probably already have it in your head right now. You could probably
He
just do it
already-
right now.
Boom, he already named all 5. There it is.
Yeah.
So there we go. Next ramble, top 5 '80s cartoon characters. What would '80s TV show theme song, '80s cartoon theme songs open, close, and encore with? And what '80s cartoon actual show goes on the Hall of Fame hat? Ramble
Ooh,
at
that's
the
tough.
ramblepod.com.
That's tough.
Get them in, baby. And also get those in and get your votes in for the Stall of Fame by Saturday evening. All right, everyone? That's all we ask. That's it. Thank you for tuning in. We love you all. Stay safe. You know where to find us. Don't make fucks out of us. Be good.
Right.
Cody, let's rock that music. Thank you for letting us be ourselves. And let's play this shit, baby. Oh. Get that.
Boom. So how did your first week of chemo go?
I think good.
Is it going to go good?
I think so. I think it went okay. A little nauseous, but I was all right past that.
You said you're getting the kind that's not supposed to make you nauseous, right?
They're gonna give me give me some shit beforehand to help with that. I'll take it. We'll see. We'll see.
You jerk off yet?
Oh yeah, I already jerked off into a cup. They froze my jizz. I watched porn.
Oh, we should have had Jizz Talk about frozen jizz.
We should have had. I know. We can do that next week.
Next week
worry.
we'll talk about
We're
frozen
gonna
jizz.
that.
What
Frozen
a blown
jizz.
opportunity, man.
Oh no! Hey, no, we're not going away. We're coming
Jizz
back.
Sickles. We'll talk Jizz Sickles next week.
Oh well, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next week, everybody. We'll see you Friday, and then we'll see you next week. Stay safe, everyone.